The following is a presentation of WCMP Sports, local sports.
Into the lane and just gets the roll. Wow.
A Q Media Group production.
And the serve just clears the top of the net. Played by the Bombers.
Local high school sports. Also available for free on the WCMP mobile app or on the Q Media Group YouTube stream.
He's got a lot of room to run, and he's off to the races. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. He's gone!
Now to bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Pine City High School for tonight's boys Great River Conference matchup between the Pine City Dragons and the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman, and welcome into the Here's the Pitch pregame brought to you by Here's the Pitch in North Branch. They are the area's premier indoor training facility. They've got fast pitch, slow pitch, or baseball batting cages. You can tune up your swing at Here's the Pitch in North Branch. And I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to right away jump into give me just a second. I got to give him his lead. We're going to jump right away into the A&W hometown handoff, which is brought to you by, of course, A&W in Pine City. Your hometown handoff brought to you by them. Craving a classic, you can stop in for a frosty mug of their famous root beer, pair with a juicy cheeseburger or a savory mushroom and Swiss. That's A&W in Pine City. You can taste the tradition, is how you would say it. We're going to go ahead and check on over with Adam. Adam, who is over there in Mora this evening. Adam, how's it going?
Hey, we're excited over here. Big game here in Section 7AA. Mora coming into this one fifth in their section. I know we're still a few weeks away from playoffs, but it's never too early to think about it. Aiken right behind them in the sixth spot and just two spots between them in the QRF. So we're really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit this morning on the airwaves. That should be a really good one. It's also a conference game, Adam, so there is not just a section win on the line. It's a conference win on the line as well, so that changes things a little bit.
It does. I know these two teams play every single year now, just being in the Great River Conference, sometimes even twice. So it should be a fun matchup between these two AA squads. I'm really looking forward to it. I've been able to see Mora, but you had an opportunity to see Aiken in their last game with their win over Pine City.
Yeah, they had a good win over Pine City. What they really did, though, was I thought Pine City was actually a really impressive team. I thought they were actually the better team in the first half. But what happened was in the second half with Aiken, they have a young man who is listed as at 6'9", and if he is not, he is right below it by maybe a centimeter or two. That young man is a big boy, and not just, meaning in that type of way. He carries that frame really well for Aiken, and what Aiken did there in the second half with him is they just threw it down to him in the post and allowed him to just do his work, and what wound up happening is if he even missed, he would just get his rebound, put it back in for two. And if he missed, that's if he missed. But he did a really good job rebounding, and he was kind of the reason why they were able to win that game over Pine City. Otherwise, I thought Pine City was neck and neck with them, so I think you're in for a really good one over there in Mora. I'll give your fans kind of an idea what's happening over here. Pine City hosting Hinckley-Finlayson. So we've got two Great River Conference boys games going on tonight. Hinckley-Finlayson, Pine City, kind of in similar boats. Fairly young this season. Obviously, Dan Kreft of Hinckley-Finlayson, been at this a while. He's a well-respected coach around the area. You've got Nick Garman, a new head coach here for Pine City. So two different styles, but in the terms of youth, these two teams have a little bit of inexperience this year, and that's where they kind of match up well. And I think this is going to be a really good game here tonight. We've seen both of these teams have the ability to kind of go out and score and make some plays here and there, but I think this is a matchup, both on paper and on the court, that is going to be a fantastic one. And I think both these teams have an equal chance tonight to get the victory. It may come down, Adam, to whoever has the last possession in this one, because I think these two teams just match up so very well. You mentioned Mora. You've seen Mora a couple times here this year. This year they look, before we get going, they look a little bit different than years past because, well, they changed it up just a little bit.
Yeah, they have. They're not as, I wouldn't say they're not as athletic, but kind of, in a way. They're not as speedy. They're more deliberate with the basketball, and I think defensively is where they try to make their hay. So that's clean basketball, I think, is the way that the Mustangs want to go with Kirk Grachek. That's kind of what he told us earlier in the season, is that his team is going to look like this season.
Yeah, he did, and their defense has played well this year, but there's a few games in there that they'd like to have back. But, hey, you can't look back now. You just got to look forward, and now they prepare for playoffs. And Adam, it's like beating a dead horse, but we'll say it all the time. Coaches say it all the time, too. They want to be playing their best basketball the last month of the season and carry that into playoffs, and we're hoping that all these teams tonight can do as such. We've got our good buddy, too, right across the road from me, Adam. He's over at the Pine City Civic Center, and he's got Northern Edge and Pine City, so that should be a good game as well. We've got good games all around the airwaves tonight, but Adam, I appreciate you doing the hometown handoff. I'll let you get to your pregame, and we will keep each other updated throughout the night.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good time over there in Pine City.
Thank you as well, as we will go ahead and take a word from our fine sponsors now. It is because of their sponsorship that we're able to be out here and bring you this game for free. It's also because of their sponsorship we're just able to simply come out and call these games. So huge shout out to our fine sponsors as they sponsor this and every other broadcast. As I mentioned, they help us to bring you this game for free. Back after word from our fine sponsors here on WCMP.
The Classic Edge HDX from Center Boiler is the outdoor wood furnace for you.
This furnace can heat anything, your house, shop, greenhouse, even a pool, all with one Classic Edge HDX.
The Firestar combustion control takes all the worry and guesswork out of wood heating.
It automatically controls combustion for highest efficiency with any kind of firewood, and you can remotely monitor the furnace from anywhere.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
How do you want to be celebrated? A church service, a celebration of life in a chapel, maybe even cremation with an outdoor gathering. Many of these things can be taken care of ahead of time and can be affordable. Methvin Funeral and Cremation has the resources and expertise to help you plan ahead. Learn how you can make the decisions now that will make things easier for your family in the future. Methvin Funeral and Cremation in Mora, Hinckley, Isle, and Sandstone, or find them online at methvinfuneralhome.com.
If you're gonna stop and fuel up, you might as well stop at your Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store. And if you need a little something for that party, right now save on Pepsi 12 packs are 2 for $16. Firewood bundles get 3 for $26. Mix and match breakfast and lunch sandwiches are just 2 for $6. And don't forget, Food Network's Guy Fieri's Flavortown menu line, burritos, sandwiches, and churros. Fill up, load up, and save at your Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store today.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
Back here on WCMP and the Here's the Pitch pregame show brought to you by Here's the Pitch in North Branch. Training facilities, batting cages, and even live instruction. Get your team trained at Here's the Pitch in North Branch. Go ahead and take a look at these two teams here coming into tonight. And we'll start with the visiting Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. They play out of Section 5 Single A East. 5A is split up into two divisions, if you will, East and West, and they play out of the East. They are in the bottom half of the section. They are currently in 6th place in the section. Is that right? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, they are in the 6th spot right now, but they could move up to the 5th and or 4th spot with the way their season works out, and they could wind up having a home playoff game. And who's to say what would happen if they were able to get that? That could change the outlook of that section completely. But taking a look at Hinckley-Finlayson this year, they're 6-14 on the season, 3-2 though in section play, which is impressive. They're scoring about 54 points per game, giving up about 67 points per game. Bram on top of the section, then followed by East Central, Upsala, Mille Lacs, Swanville, and then it's Hinckley-Finlayson. So Hinckley-Finlayson at 6-14, Swanville is right above them at 5-13, and then you got Mille Lacs at 7-11. But here's the kicker: Hinckley-Finlayson has the best section record at 3-2, then Swanville 4-7, Mille Lacs at 2-6. So that could come into play when seeding happens, which is on March 1st for this section. Section 5A East gets seeded March 1st for the playoffs. Again, that's just for the boys. Take a look at Hinckley-Finlayson again. Only 6 wins on the year, but they have been some pretty good wins. They've also had some tough losses. They started out the season with 2 losses to Concordia and Rush City. before beating St. John's Prep, then fell to Princeton, but beat Ogilvie, then had a 2-game lose streak to Barnum and Maple Lake before beating Carleton Renshaw. And then it was the long losing streak in there where they lost 7 in a row to Crosby, Ironton, Pine City, Malacca, Mora, East Central, and Aiken. That's only 6, I can count. But you look at a few of those games, and the score won't tell you how close it was, but I can. That game against Pine City, while a little more lopsided, I don't want to say lopsided. It was only 14 points. That was a lot closer. And then another one is the East Central. They were really close in that game. Again, it was an 18-point difference. But let me tell you, East Central not comfortable with that win. Then they lost to Malacca by 12. That's another one they felt like they could have and probably should have won. After that losing streak, they were able to beat Moose Lake Willow River by 7. But then they lost 2 in a row to East Central and McGregor. Before winning 2 of their last 3 games over Ogilvie, they fell to Proctor, but that Proctor game, again, they only lost by 17, and then they beat Stella Maris Academy. So this team has the ability to get it done. I think it's just a matter of, can they do it a little bit more consistently with their team? And I think that's been the issue all year is, can it be a little bit more consistent for this team as they go forward? Again, a lot of youth on both of these teams. And maybe it's not so much youth, but it is inexperience for the teams this year. And if we take a look at how they've done so far, I think that shows. But I think the records also don't show the growth that both of these teams have made throughout the season. I've been able to see these two teams a little bit this year. Hinckley-Finlayson not as much as Pine City, but I've been able to see these two teams. And let me tell you, I promise you, there is a bunch of growth happening inside these teams. And they will continue to grow and get better throughout the season. And come next year, these two teams will look a lot better, and their records will, I believe, represent that as well. But you focus on the year that is, and even though, yes, sometimes it may be a learning year for a team and they might be building for the future, the seniors are still battling for this season that is, and rightfully so. I think both these teams, again, have showed that they can get it done and might be able to surprise a few teams in the playoffs. But for Hinckley-Finlayson, they're back in Section 5 Single A East, which is kind of where they belong. They have had a lot of success there, and well, that's the section they were in for a long time before moving up to Double A for a couple years, then going back down to Single A, and it just kind of feels right for Hinckley-Finlayson to be in Single A. Basketball, football, lots of different sports, but it just feels right for them to be in Single A, playing in the East along with East Central, Bram, Ogilvie, Mille Lacs. You got, 5 local teams in that section? It just feels right for them to be there, and they're finally back in that section. And is it this year or last year? I don't remember which one it was, but again, this team is no stranger to success, and in talking with Dan Kreft before the season started, he just talked about how they want to get back to playing really good defense, because that is what they were known for a long time. And they want to get back to having, a big yawn apparently. They want to get back to having that type of success again defensively, because they feel like if they can do that defensively, their offense will be able to kind of run off that and find their own success as well. So we'll see what the Jaguars can do tonight, because this is going to be a really good game. Again, on paper, yes, but also on the court as well, which is a good way to lead us in to the Pine City Dragons. Now, the Pine City Dragons are a class above in Double A. They play out of Section 6 Double A. They are, unfortunately, the bottom team in that section. They're 4-16 on the year, 0-4 in section play, scoring only 50 points per game while giving up 65. Now, I was able to watch this team play against Aiken last week. And in watching that team, it seemed like they had finally found an identity that they can use going forward. And what it was is they didn't match what Aiken was doing, which a lot of teams will do. They'll try and match the pace, because sometimes a team runs the floor a little bit faster than others, and if you're not keeping the pace up with them, well, they're just going to simply outscore you. But they didn't have to do that against Aiken, and I was really surprised, because Aiken, we can go and look. Aiken, is near 70 points per game. They only scored 59 in that game against Pine City. And while, again, Pine City was not able to get to where they wanted to, it was still a really good game. Pine City had all the chances in the world to actually take that one. Again, in talking with Adam Hefty, I mentioned it. they just fed their ball to their 6'9" guy, and he just kind of took over, whether it was rebounds, offense, or defensively. He was just their big post player, and Pine City really doesn't have the experience to match up with that. Now, they do have Haverhalls who can match up with that very well with his height, but it's the experience that he doesn't have quite yet to match up with the experience of the Aiken young man, who I believe was a senior. If not, he was a junior. But it just learning the nuances of trying to defend players like that, and Pine City just didn't quite have it. But they did a really good job of rotating guys. It was Grant Larson and Sklzacic who actually defended him and actually didn't do a bad job. And, in fact, Larson had a couple of shots where he lobbed it over the big man, and he was able to get him to fall. Had some nice touch on his shot. So I feel like we saw an identity there last week for Pine City boys. And if they can carry that forward, man, they're going to get leaps and bounds better even before the end of the regular season. But they are at the bottom at 4-16. They can move up a couple spots because, well, there's a lot of teams that right now they can't move up too far, but they can move up to at least 16th. They're at 18th right now. Kimball is ahead of them at 4-15. Malacca, though, is right there at 3-14. They score less points than them and give up more, but they're 1-9 in section play. Pine City has yet to get a win in the section, so that is where the difference comes. Is everyone else in the section has a section win. Pine City does not yet. As we take a look at the section standings, Annandale is at the top, Albany in second, and then we go down, and we do have a couple of our local teams, but they're in the bottom half of the section. Let's count them up: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Foley is 10. Rush City is 11. Malacca is at 16. So this year, we're not going to have teams in the playoffs from Section 6AA like we have in the past, but that doesn't mean that one of these teams can't go on a run and surprise a few teams in the playoffs. It is just going to be a lot harder when you have to go on the road to the places that, well, a lot of these teams will have to. Taking a look at the Pine City season, well, it started out a little bit rough. They went 6 before the Christmas break, winning only against Ogilvie by 1 point. But there's a few games in there they could have won. Rush City is one of those games they could have absolutely won. Malacca's a game that they absolutely could have won. You could say Aiken, they lost by 18, but again, that could have gone either way. And then they go into the Christmas tournament in Cloquet where they beat Mesabi East but fall to Cloquet. Out of that, they've only won 2 more games. They lost to Brand first, then beat Hinckley-Finlayson by 14. But then they lost to Foley, Mille Lacs, Parnassus Prep, a team who they feel like they should have beat, East Central, Mora, then they beat Duluth Marshall, and then have lost 3 games since to Crosby, Ironton, Rush City, and Aiken. Again, I think those are 3 games in a row, Crosby, Rush, and Aiken, that they could have beat. But just, again, long season, they're still learning. Even though they do have those losses, I think they are still continuing to grow and learn as one, and continuing to get better is the most important part. And again, I mentioned, it feels like they have finally found an identity. And I really do believe that. I really do believe that they have found their identity as a team, and that, again, could take this team a long ways. So, we go through this Here's the Pitch pregame show. I want to take this time to say thank you to all of our loyal listeners who tune in to each and every game that we broadcast. Appreciate that. Again, without you, we wouldn't be able to be out here anyways because, well, there's no one tuning in. So with you all tuning in, it gives us an opportunity to continue to come out here. So just think about this. You're keeping my job secure by listening. So I definitely appreciate that, and appreciate all of our fine sponsors who sponsor this and every other broadcast that we do. Don't forget, as we talked to him earlier, Adam Hefty's over there in Mora over on 95.5 FM as Mora takes on Aiken. That's an important matchup there because that's a section and conference matchup. Then right across the road at the Pine City Civic Center, Andy Beckstrom is over there as Pine City takes on Northern Edge as they wrap up their season here real quick. They play their final regular season game. I believe it's Thursday against Mora, and we'll be out there for that one as well. So regular season coming to a close for a lot of our sports. Basketball will go on longer than hockey, but man, I don't want it to end. That's one thing about winter. It's such a long season, but it is so much fun, and every time we get to this point in the year, I don't want it to end. Looks like Vivian Lotti, the Pine City girls basketball player, is going to do the announcements again, so we'll take commercial break. When we come back, we'll be back in time for Vivian Lotti's starting lineups here tonight for both of these teams on Cool Country, 100.9 FM, WCMP.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. Coaches, when you need space that's air conditioned or heating with enough room to get in some team training, book Here's the Pitch. Fixing swings, catchers using the state-of-the-art machines, breaking in bats, whatever the team needs to dominate next season. Let Here's the Pitch elevate their game. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall. ECE Fiber is built by your community for your community. Work, play, and stay connected to what matters most. We offer affordable home and business packages with no hidden fees and 24/7 support. ECE Fiber, easy to use, simple to set up. That's a cooperative difference. Visit orderecefiber.com. That's orderecefiber.com today.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Are you tired of spending your weekends on yard work? Central Outdoor Services in Pine City is your complete solution for all things outdoors. From perfectly manicured lawns to stunning landscaping and patio installations, we've got you covered. Need a boulder wall, some light dirt work, a fire pit, or even reliable snow removal in the winter? We do that too. Central Outdoor Services is here to give you back your free time so you can enjoy your yard instead of working on it. Visit centraloutdoormn.com to learn more or give us a call today.
In service to one, in service to all, for over 100 years, the Pine City Knights of Columbus has donated thousands of dollars and volunteered countless hours to many great programs in the Pine City community. Stay tuned for more information about their upcoming events. They need your support at these events to help raise funds for the continued support of these programs.
Are you looking for the perfect way to promote your business? Custom apparel's the answer, and tdealers.com makes it easy. Let's build your brand together. From the design stage to production, we are on your team to create gear that gets noticed. Whether you're building a brand or repping your business, we got your back. High quality merch, fast turnaround, and no stress. So go to tdealers.com and check out our winter sweatshirt special.
Now it's time for your starting lineups, and it will be done by Vivian Latte. I'm going to go ahead and let her take over. I get to get the excuse of saving my voice, but she does a great job, so we're going to let her take over and do the starting lineups. Looks like we've got a couple of announcements first, but then here we go. She's going to take over.
Starting with the visiting team. Starting for the Jaguars, senior number 5, Kieran Tibet. And for your Dragons, sophomore number 0, Brett A.T. Andrews. For the Jaguars, senior number 20, Zachary Wiedendorf. And for your Dragon, junior number 1, Brett Larson. For the Jaguars, senior number 25, Brady Osmus. And for your Dragon, junior number 2, Brett Skuzacic. For the Jaguars, junior number 45, Gunnar Mans. And for your Dragon, junior number 10, Tanner Fix. For the Jaguars, senior number 15, Blake Flowers. And for your Dragon, senior number 20, Sam Johnson.
Well, thank you so much, Vivian, for taking over and doing the starting lineups for me. You've got your starting lineups, and we are ready to get going. This should be a good game. I'm really ready for this one. I think both these teams, again, paper, on the court, whatever way you look at it, it is a really good matchup. And I really do believe these teams are going to put on a show here tonight. Hinckley-Finlayson head coach by Dan Kreft and Pine City by Nick Garman. We are just about set to get started. Haverhalls and Osmus at center court for the tip. And we're underway, and it will be won by Osmus. Hinckley-Finlayson will go left to right on your radio dial. Pine City right to left. Jags in the all-white, the black letters numbers outlined in red, the red trim on the neck, sleeve, the belt, if you will, and then the bottom of the short. Osmus underneath, gives back outside, a three from Tevet, it's good. Kieran Tevet gets the Jaguars on the board first with a three. Meanwhile, here come the Dragons trying to get out of this press that the Jags put on. Fix will get it up now to Sklizacek. Now to Sam Johnson, back out to Sklizacek for three. All alone, and he can't quite answer back. Sam Johnson tries to bounce it back in, but he either stepped out of bounds or the ball went out of bounds, so the ball will go back to Hinckley-Finlayson. Pine City will wear the all greens, the white letters and numbers outlined in black, the white stripe down the side of the jersey and short. And Jaguars get it up the court again. Tevet going to try and drive now off to the far side. Osmus. Osmus give back outside to Mans. Mans will give on this near side Wiedendorf. Wiedendorf will give to Tevet. Tevet on this near corner. Trying to give on the far side again to Mans. Mans inside to Blowers. Blowers will now give it off here to Wiedendorf. Trying to get by, and then Wiedendorf ran into Larson, and they're going to get the foul here on Pine City. Larson just trying to go for that ball, but got a little too much there. Larson with his first, team's first. And Wiedendorf will inbound. Now on the far side to Osmus. Osmus, top of the key now on this near side to Mans. Mans, give it to Tevet at the top of the key. A little head fake. He drives inside. Shot is up. No good. Rebound there goes to Mans. And excuse me, that's Osmus. And Osmus will put it back for two. It's 5-0 Hinckley-Finlayson. And Sklizacek tried to get that through some traffic. It went off the arm of Mans. And now give to Larson. Larson give on this near side. Nobody home. It will go out of bounds. And we're back to Hinckley-Finlayson. And Garmin going to call the early timeout here for Pine City. Just see something that he wants to correct right away. Doesn't want to let it get too out of hand. So timeout will be taken here by Pine City. While they take one, we will as well.
Stop relying on unstable energy prices and switch to self-sufficiency with the Classic Edge HDX outdoor wood furnace from Central Boiler. Heat your home, outbuildings, and provide endless hot water, all while utilizing your backyard source for renewable energy. The Classic Edge uses up to 60% less wood, which means less waste and less work. Be more comfortable for less money with the Classic Edge HDX.
Northland Boiler Sales. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Back here on WCMP, Cool Country, 100.9 FM. Jaguars lead the Dragons 5-0, just a minute and a half off the Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. This nearly stolen away by Sklizacek, and it's going to go out of bounds, and it will stay with Hinckley-Finlayson, but great job there by Sklizacek, just reading that like a book and then stepping in the way of that passing lane and nearly causing a turnover. And now good man-to-man coverage there on Tevet. Tevet does get over the timeline. Now he gives to Wiedendorf. Wiedendorf give over to Tevet, now to Mans. Mans will look, given the corner there to Osmus. Osmus back to Tevet, trying to drive, trying to get back outside to Osmus. Now top of the key here to Wiedendorf. Wiedendorf back to Tevet. He wants the three. Instead, he'll drive inside, trying to look inside to Osmus. This one, we're going to get a steal and a foul. So Sklizacek got the steal. And the foul will go against Wiedendorf, his first, team's first. And Pine City will have the ball. Turnover caused there again by Sklizacek. He's been in the and near the ball so much already here tonight. That time causes a turnover. Pass from Fix to Sklizacek. I can't talk tonight. To Sklizacek. On the far side now, Larson trying to find Haverhalls underneath. That is going to be knocked out of bounds by Osmus. So Pine City will hold on to it. Larson will look to inbound, trying to find Fix. There's nothing doing. He'll just go for Haverhalls. Haverhalls, the little floater for two. 5-2 is our score. Hinckley-Finlayson up the court, over to Tevet. Tevet drive, give outside to Osmus. No, that's Wiedendorf. Wiedendorf, he'll look on this near side now to Blowers. Blowers now to, that's Mans. Finding Tvet. Tvet open, top of the three. That is going to be a 2 if it was good, but it is no good, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds by Pine City, so it goes back to Hinckley-Finlayson. Wiedendorf will get set to inbound. And now they'll inbound. Haverhalls will guard on the inbound. Inbound will go to Osmus. Osmus will try and drive around Sklzacek. Really good defender, and he's not able to do so. Now give it to Tibet, now to Mans. Mans juggled the ball there, but he finds a way to get it over. Now Wiedendorf, a long three. That's going to be off the mark. And Sam Johnson is going to pull in the rebound. Tightrope in the sideline there, but he's able to hold on. Now here's Fix. He'll bring it up the court. He is calling for Larson to come to, well, he wanted to go there, but there's just nothing but white jerseys around. Sam Johnson will now direct traffic as he'll drift, give back top of the key to Haverhalls. Now over to Sklzacek. Sklzacek trying to give back to Larson. Larson with the quick three. It's good. Good find and a good three there from Larson, and we're tied up at 5 apiece. Meanwhile, now to Wiedendorf. Wiedendorf on the pass from Blowers. He'll give to Tvet. Tvet will try and take it at the top of the key. He picks up his dribble and will give now to Mans. In the near corner now to Osmus. Osmus underneath the Blowers, and that one nearly stolen away by Haverhalls, and Haverhalls is going to get a little too much there, and it will be the team's second foul. Haverhalls first, and now Blowers will shoot 2. Blowers' first one is good. That makes it 6-5. And that one's good as well. So Blowers hits them both. That makes it 7-5, and Dragons trying to inbound. Larson was guarded well. He has to pick up his dribble. He'll give back to Fix. Fix fakes it one way, give back to Larson on this near side. Larson will go deep to Sklzacek. He pulls it down, finds Haverhalls. Haverhalls, the shot is up and no good. Rebounded there. That was Mans who got the rebound for Hinckley-Finlayson. This ball is going to be picked up and stolen away by Larson. And Larson, that one knocked out of bounds. Well, either way, it will stay with Pine City. They're going to have him come back a little bit to inbound, and he'll give right away to Larson. Larson will give up to Sklzacek past the timeline. Give inside to Johnson. That's, oh my goodness, what a steal by Osmus. That was impressive to say the least, but then stolen right back by Sam Johnson. He says, you can't take it away forever. Meanwhile, Haverhalls pulls up for the 2, and that is good, and we're tied at 7 apiece. Now this ball trying to get around. It's Mans with it. Mans into the corner, now back out to Wiedendorf. Mans again will try and go inside to Osmus. That ball is knocked around a ton, and we're going to get a foul here. I think that'll be on Larson. Larson went in pretty quick and got a little too much that time. Yeah. It'll be his second, team's third. Inbound by Wiedendorf on the far side to Tvet for 3. No good. Haverhalls with the rebound. He'll give to Johnson, and Johnson will hand it back to Larson. Larson will bring it forward. He'll give now to Sklzacek. Sklzacek to Johnson. That's through his hands, but Larson is right there backing him up, being a good teammate. Larson almost lost it, and he has to get this one off to Fix as he picked up his dribble. Almost traveled, but did a good job just to get that ball off. Fix will give it now to Sklzacek, trying to go underneath. Nobody home. I think they were trying to find Larson underneath, but he just couldn't get open. And now James Mangan will check into the game. So Mangan into the game for Pine City. He checked in for Sklzacek. So Hinckley-Finlayson has the ball back after the turnover. Pass on the far side to Mans, now to Tvet. Tvet Pass back on this near side, Wiedendorf. Surprised Tevet didn't take that to the basket. Mans is open on the far side. He'll take the look from three. It's going to be no good. Osmus pulls in the rebound. He's fouled, and he'll go to line and shoot two. This will go against Tanner Fix, his first, team's fourth. With 12:24 to go here in the first half, we're tied at 7. And first one for Osmus is no good. And this one no good as well. Mangan, will get the rebound. Fix with it. Gives to Mangan. Mangan fakes the pass, gives to Johnson. Johnson thought about the long three, but the screen just didn't last long enough. This pass underneath to Larson, stolen away by Tevet, and that was just too easy. Give on this near side, Wiedendorf over the defender. Fix, that's going to be no good. Blowers is able to pull that one in, puts up the lob shot, and it's good off the glass. 9-7, Jaguars back with the lead. This ball up for grabs, Mangan, I apologize, Mangan, good grief. Falls on top of it. It's going to be a tie-up, and we get a jump ball. Possession arrow points the way of Pine City. Mangan, good job just falling on top of that one, making sure he at least kept hold of possession, and now here comes Fix. Fix will look, and he'll give to Haverhals. Haverhals trying to drive and back down the defender, trying to go one way, trying to go the other, and now he'll give to Johnson, and Johnson, he thought it was knocked out by the defender. Referee does not agree, and the ball goes back to Hinckley-Finlayson. Well, if you're Pine City, it's okay at this point because Hinckley-Finlayson has not been yet able to capitalize on these turnovers, but once they do, they might start to pull away. So Pine City's got to have a little bit better hold of the ball. Here's Mans for three, and that is good. Makes it 12-7. And they paid off. The turnover, that is. This ball, oh, really bad pass. Mans is going to get the steal. He'll take it to the basket. That's going to be no good. Somehow Osmus got there for the rebound. He draws a foul, and he'll go to line and shoot two. Oh, man. This one will go against Mangan. And this, unfortunate for Pine City, just haven't quite been able to get this ball up. And really good defense in the backcourt from Hinckley-Finlayson, and they have forced a couple of turnovers now and have been able to pay it off. Meanwhile, we get a couple substitutions here. 30 and 32 will check in for Hinckley-Finlayson. 30 is going to be Ja'Cory Carr. 32 is Hayden Holloway. Meanwhile, Osmus is 1 of 2. Holloway will get the rebound. His hook shot is no good. And there's Osmus with the rebound to put it back for 2. So they make it a 3-point trip there. 15-7 is now the score. Meanwhile, on the far side, Tanner Fix with it. He looks to Haverhals. Haverhals is going to try and drive baseline. Pull up floater is good. So 15-9. Here come the Jags back up the court. Tevet with it. Gives on the far side. Mans. He's left alone for 3. And that one going to miss. And Fix. Oh, trying to get the rebound, trying to throw it off the defender, and wasn't quite able to do so. So Hinckley-Finlayson will get the ball back. Meanwhile, here is Carr. Carr will try and drive, picks up his dribble. Gives back out to Mans. Mans just from the free throw line. Can't quite get that one to fall. And the rebound winds up in the hands of Sklizacek. Here comes Larson. Larson gives on this near side to Fix. Fix spinning around, looking for a screen. He'll fake the way of the screen, then go opposite way, and going to get a foul here on Hinckley-Finlayson. This one is going to go against Ja'Cory Carr, his first, team's second, with 10 minutes to go in the first half. Inbound will go to Haverhalls, and it's knocked away, stolen away by Osmus, and an easy 2. Yeah, Osmus knew exactly where that one was going, just did a good job of trailing Haverhalls like a cornerback and just got his hands up and knocked it away and tipped it to himself for 2. Here's Haverhalls. His floater's going to come up well short. I think he thought he had less room than what he actually had. He had a little bit more room to go there. He had to toss that one up, though, because he was already in the air. Now they try and go underneath here to Holloway, and he'll drop it in for 2. 19-9, and all of a sudden the Jags with a 10-point lead trying to get some revenge on the road over Pine City. I'll move up the court now. Trying to drive. Sam Johnson tries to go underneath to Haverhalls. That is going to go off of Haverhalls, out of bounds. He doesn't quite agree with the call, but that is what it is. Osmus out, as will be Mans, and Wiedendorf and Blowers in for both of them. Inbound to Blowers. Blowers has been a fantastic player for them this year. He was our Pine Insurance Athlete of the Week only a couple weeks ago. Here's Tvet. Driving. Finds that lane and just so smooth. As soon as that opened up, he knew he had the edge and he had to take it. Again, full court press being put on here by Pine City. Tanner Fix brings it in up the court. The deep pass from Sklzacek. Tanner Fix will kind of reset the offense as he steps back and waits. He'll look, give now to Larson. He's left alone for 3. That is good. Well, if you're Hinckley-Finlayson, there's a few guys you don't want to leave alone like that. He's one of them. Don't want to leave Larson alone like that. Looks like we're getting a timeout here, so while they take one, we will as well. Back after 30 seconds on WCMP.
Finding that missing shin guard. Remembering whether it's a home or away game. Getting the right kid to the right playing field on the right day. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like not being that fan.
Oh, come on, ref!
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Back here on WCMP, Cool Country, 100.9 FM. Game day going out here at Pine City High School for this Great River Conference matchup. Hinckley-Finlayson currently holds the lead 21-12 over Pine City. Inbound will go to Carr. Carr will drift to the outside, trying to get around Fix. He gets past the timeline, and that ball is going to be knocked out of bounds, and that will go back to Pine City. Carr just lost it there and couldn't quite hold on to it. He tried to get it back with that one hand, and unfortunately it's not enough, and he's upset with himself, but that's okay. Just got to move on and get to the next play because it's coming your way now. Here comes Sklzacek into the far side corner, and he'll look to this near side. I didn't see that, but Dominic Kurth checks into the game. Meanwhile, here's a drive inside by Larson. Gives off to Kurth. And it looked like Kurth was fouled. And he was fouled by Ja'Cory Carr, which would be his second, team's third. And Kurth will shoot 2. This one, no good. Meanwhile, Mans will check in, as will Haverhalls. Carr comes out, as does Johnson. This one from Kurth, gonna miss as well. And it was rebounded there by Holloway. He gives up to Tvet. Tvet fakes to the far side, now give to Mans. Mans, give back to Tvet, guarded by Fix. Tvet gonna try and drive, finds that lane to the basket, and he drops it in for 2. So very good at driving, and now this inbound to Sklzacek gonna be stolen away here by Wiedendorf. And he finds a way to get it to Tvet. Again, his foot was on the line if that makes it. It didn't. And now, oh man, Flowers got away with an absolute shove. His shot is no good. Holloway's shot is no good. Rebounded by Larson. That could have been foul on both sides, but they just let it go. I like it. I like them letting them play a little bit. You got to let them play through a little bit. Here's Fix. He gives to Kurth, now to Larson. Haverhalls. He'll get back to Sklizacek. He's got a lot of contact there. He gives to Kurth, who loses it, but he picks up, gives to Larson. Larson to Fix. Fix will pull up along 2. It's going to be no good, and Holloway reels it in. Give to Tvet, and he brings it forward. Tvet trying to get around Fix. He gets a screen, but Haverhalls takes his place. But nice spin move there by Tvet. Give back outside to Mans. Mans will now give to Blowers, and Blowers back to Mans. Mans trying to get an edge. Nothing there. Give to Wiedendorf. Wiedendorf, he's going to try and drive from the free throw line. The shot is up, no good, and the rebound for Haverhalls. He'll hand it to Fix, and Fix will slow things down. Fix will give to Larson. Larson finds a lane, then quickly gives back outside to Haverhalls. Haverhalls, under some pressure, will give now near corner. And that's off the mark from Fix and rebounded by Mans. Here comes Wiedendorf. Trying to get around the defender. Nice move. Give off now to Tvet. Now into the near side corner. Back to Tvet. He'll drive. Nice hesitation and drive, and then he missed it. And Haverhalls able to pull that in with both hands. And Larson now. Trying to create some separation, but there was nothing there. He'll give to Fix. Fix will direct some traffic, look for a screen. Fix wanted to go to Larson, but there's nothing there. Sklizacek wanted to take the 3. Defender too close, and now Fix will take the long 3. That's going to be off the mark, and Kurth trying to give that one back inside. He does. It's Sklizacek, and now Haverhalls, the 2 from the free throw line is good to make it 23-14, not 15. Meanwhile, Jags have it back. Blowers, quick release 3, good. Yeah, Blowers can get it done kind of everywhere. And that's kind of the sneaky part of his game is, well, he may not necessarily get a lot of looks from that long, but he can certainly hit it from there. More their post guy, but he's able to do it from outside as well. Fix, he drives inside. That shot's going to be no good. Surprised we did not get a foul call there. And this shot, although no good, rebounded by Mans. And are we going to get a kick ball? We are. So Mans, as he was going after it, gets called for the kick ball. Osmus checks in for Holloway, and also checking in is Cameron Taggart, wearing number 11. Sam Johnson checks back in for Pine City. So Pine City catches a break there. They'll get the ball back after a kick ball on Hinckley-Finlayson. Under 4.5 to go. Fix under some pressure. He'll give over to Sklizacek. He'll drive, now give to Larson. Larson, the 3, off the mark, and rebounded by Sklizacek. I don't know how he willed his way to that ball, but he got it out away from Osmus and pulls it in. Foul going to go there against Osmus. His first, team's 4th, and now Sklizacek will shoot 2. That one's going to be no good. This one is good. Sklizacek, 1 of 2 there. 26-15. But here come the Jags. Quickly up the court, Wiedendorf. Will step back to reset the offense. He dribbles towards Mans, but he's just guarded too well. Trying to go now to Taggart, and now we get a timeout called here by Hinckley-Finlayson. Just not setting up the way they wanted, and it'll be a timeout. And while they take one, we will as well.
Hey there, Brad from Lee's Pro Shop here. Are you ready to show off that school pride? Lee's Pro Shop is your official letter jacket supplier, and we're here to help you celebrate every touchdown, goal, and win. We got everything you need to create a perfect letter jacket that tells your story. And for a limited time, when you come in and mention this radio ad, you get $10 off your letter jacket. That's right, $10 off. So come in, let's start to tell your story. Lee's Pro Shop, where the passion for sports begins.
When Minnesota winter hits hard, you want a heating expert who gets central Minnesota. That's Dale's Heating and Appliance, your hometown pros for furnaces, repairs, and smart upgrades that keep your home warm without burning cash. Locally owned, trusted for decades. Fast, honest service from people who live where you live. Stay warm, Minnesota. Dale's Heating and Appliance, the local heating experts who've got you covered. Visit dalesheatingandappliance.com to set up your consultation today.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM, Cool Country. Over there in Mora, Adam is at the half already, and Aiken leads over the Mustangs 43-42. Again, that an important game, but not surprised to see it that close, if I'm being honest. Meanwhile, after the timeout, it is Hinckley-Finlayson ball. Taggart gives to Wiedendorf. Now trying to lob it inside to Blowers, and he just couldn't pull it in cleanly. Good defense there by Pine City to force him to at least second guess that one. I don't know if it was so much second guessing. He just didn't pull it in as cleanly as he would have liked. But here come the Dragons. It's Larson give over to Fix. And Fix will take it to the elbow and now give over to Larson. Bounce pass to Fix. They've got a man open in the corner. It's Sam Johnson. That's going to be no good. Knocked out of bounds. Ooh, by Sklezacek. So we'll go and stay with the Jags as Mans pulled in the rebound, and it was knocked out of his hands quickly. Taggart now to Blowers. Blowers give over to Wiedendorf. And Wiedendorf gets by a couple of defenders. He's got the lane to drive, and then he lost his dribble, so he has to give it off to Osmus. Now to Mans, and Mans will drop it in for two. 28-15. 3 minutes to go here in the half. Fix under some pressure. Give to Larson. In the corner again, Sam Johnson, three. That's off the mark. Sklezacek, oh, he had the rebound. It got a little too fancy with that one. Then Haverhall's had the rebound, and then he gets his own rebound and puts it back for two. So that makes it 28-17. Now we'll get a foul here on Pine City. And, or did we? No, we did. Okay, Sam Johnson picks up his first. Just making sure everything's set up the way it needs to be. 35 seconds on the shot clock, and we're good to go. So Osmus pulls in the inbound. He gives right back to Wiedendorf, now to Taggart. Taggart gives to Osmus. On this near side. Inside to Blowers. Now Osmus just taking advantage of that height they have, and Osmus overshoots it, and Sklezacek winds up with another rebound. Give to Fix, and quickly up to Larson. Larson into the corner, or excuse me, Sklezacek into the corner to Larson, and then the shot is missed. Haverhall's with another rebound. That's going to be knocked out of bounds by Hinckley-Finlayson, and Mans chased after. He didn't give up, but he just kind of let it go, thinking it was off of Pine City, and he was a little bit frustrated when he found out, it's off of us. Shoot. Inbound here to Haverhall's. Haverhall's will try and work inside. That shot going to be a little too strong, and Blowers will pull in the rebound for Hinckley-Finlayson. Now here comes Mans the other way. Mans, as he drives, lost the ball, and it's going to go out of bounds and back to Pine City. As he drove inside, he was guarded very well by Larson, and Larson forced him to kind of mishandle the ball, and Mans is going to catch a breather while, Tevet will check back into the game. So Larson will now give to Fix, and Fix go back to Larson. That's Sklezacek. I keep saying Larson. That's Sklezacek, and now Larson will take the three. That's going to be no good. Haverhall's rebound and the two. 28-19, and, well, I think that's just going to be the game for right now. You just got to try and keep working that ball from long range and hope that Haverhals gets a rebound because he's been putting them back for two quite consistently. Meanwhile, here is this ball knocked out of bounds, but Blowers was the last to touch it, and Pine City will now get it back. So this last minute and a half, they're going to try and dominate this last minute and a half and try and get right back into this thing, down by 9. Fix will wait. He's got the open look, and as he picked up his dribble, he traveled. Yeah, he took one extra step after he picked up the dribble, and it's the right call there. Good catch by the referee. Inbound will go to Osmus, who comes from the far side, trying to get around Haverhals. He lost the ball for a moment, picks up, give to Wiedendorf now. Wiedendorf will give to Tvet, and now we're going to get a foul here on Sklazacek. His first, team's 7th, and with that, that puts Osmus at the line for a 1-and-1, and that, man. So now you put Hinckley-Finlayson in the bonus. And only a minute 2 to go, but still less than ideal, as now Hinckley-Finlayson going to try and take back some of that momentum. And that one no good by Osmus. Rebounded there by Sklazacek. Pine City making their way forward. Fix again. Wanted to go to Johnson, but really good coverage there by the defender. So instead he'll go to Haverhals, who will kick back to Larson, now to Johnson. Johnson trying to hand it off there to Sklazacek. They instead collide and get a foul here on Hinckley-Finlayson. That looks like it will go against Wiedendorf. If that's the case, which it is, it's his second, team's 5th. Larson will inbound. Sklazacek on the far side pulls it in to Johnson, now to Fix. Fix, he'll look to Larson. Larson turnaround jumper. There is no good. Rebounded by Taggart. And the give here. Tvet looking for a screen, gets it. Finds that lane again. Good movement. Can't quite get it to drop. This one knocked back in play. Larson will pull it in. Larson quickly up the court. 14 seconds to go. Stops, gives back to Fix, and before that, he traveled with it, and the ball will go back to Hinckley-Finlayson. Holloway will check in for Wiedendorf. And now Hinckley-Finlayson will inbound. Taggart will inbound to Tvet. 10 seconds to go. 9. Still got plenty of time to set this up. This ball knocked out by Sam Johnson. Sam Johnson going to try and take it all the way. And that's going to be a foul there on Taggart. So Sam Johnson got the steal and draws the foul on Taggart. And Taggart, you know, that'll be his first, but that might actually be a smart foul there on Taggart because it forces Johnson to the line instead of what is usually a pretty automatic layup. Meanwhile, he does drop in the first, and that is big. Hinckley-Finlayson will still get a chance to inbound and chuck it at the basket. But Sam Johnson, second one is also good. Those are two big free throws. Inbound, and we will not see the chuck as Tanner Fix knocked it out of Taggart's hands. And it goes out of bounds, so Hinckley-Finlayson, one final chance. Taggart will go towards the basket. It's stolen away by Larson on the inbound, and that will bring us to halftime. 28-21. If this was a football score, we'd be talking about how high of a scoring half it was, but since it's basketball, it's a little bit of a lower scoring half. Both defenses did a decent job, but both offenses struggled to find a rhythm here in that first half. So we're going to go ahead and hear a word from our fine sponsors. Better stay tuned, because after our fine sponsors, we'll be back with our halftime show brought to you by Hones Auto Body and Glass in Mora.
Arrow Building Center in Siren is your leading name throughout the Midwest with trusted brands for your building supplies and services. Arrow Building Center has been providing contractors, homeowners, and do-it-yourselfers with quality products and expert service for all projects, big and small, for many decades. No matter the size of your next project, Arrow Building Center is at your service. And don't forget, free, yes, free delivery, always. Stop on by Arrow Building Center in Siren, conveniently located off Highway 70, or visit them online at abc-clc.com.
Are you ready to get back to doing what you love? Whether it's recovering from an injury or preventing one, Wellia Health Sports Medicine Team is here to help. From kids to adults, we specialize in treating sports injuries, including concussions. We're here to get you back to peak performance. Call us today at 320-679-1313 or schedule an appointment through MyChart. Visit welliahealth.org.
When it comes to yours or your loved one's end-of-life celebration, there are many options. Find guidance from the professionals at Methvin Funeral and Cremation Services. Church services, celebration of life services at one of their chapels, a ceremony in a park, or even cremation. Methvin has the resources to facilitate everything from start to finish. Methvin Funeral and Cremation in Mora, Hinckley, Sandstone, and Isle, or find them online at methvinfuneralhome.com, serving our community since 1912.
Hey Mark, I spent about $3,500 on heating this last winter.
Whoa, sounds like you need to switch to a central boiler outdoor wood furnace like I did.
A wood furnace? That sounds like a lot of work.
No, not really. I have my wood delivered, and with a large firebox and a central boiler outdoor furnace, I usually just fill it once a day.
Whoa, that sounds great.
I heat my domestic water, garage, and I'm saving a ton of money every year.
Well, where do I get one?
Northland Boiler Sales is your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Stay connected with ECE Fiber. Get fast, reliable internet for your work from home needs. No more lag during virtual meetings. Manage your account easily with the ECE Fiber mobile app. ECE Fiber, simple, local, reliable. Visit orderecefiber.com. That's orderecefiber.com.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
Here's the pitch.
Here's the pitch in North Branch, the area's premier indoor batting cages and training facility. State-of-the-art pitching machines for softball and baseball. Rent cages with machines or bring your own pitcher. Here's the Pitch also offers instruction from experienced players. And Here's the Pitch has enough room for coaches to bring the whole team for training. Here's the Pitch in the North Branch Outlet Mall.
Back here on WCMP, it is halftime, and our halftime brought to you by Hones Auto Body and Glass in Mora. They have those state-of-the-art facilities plus 44 years of experience, well over 44 years of experience, getting vehicles back on the road. So taking a look at our halftime stats, starting with the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars, leading the way for them. Actually, a couple players. Kieran Tevet, Grady Osmus, and Blake Blowers each had 7. 5 for Gunnar Mans and 2 for Hayden Holloway. 5 rebounds for Mans to lead the team. They had 5 steals and 6 team fouls. On the other side for Pine City, Haverhall's led the team with 12, Larson with 6, 2 for Johnson and 1 for Sklzacek. 7 rebounds for Haverhall's, but 6 for Sklzacek. They had 5 steals and 7 team fouls. So, again, it was a pretty close game, but Hinckley-Finlayson just was able to get off to a much better start and find a little bit more consistency there offensively. And Pine City just, unfortunately, had a few too many turnovers in that first half. They turned the ball over far too often, and while Hinckley-Finlayson didn't capitalize on all of the turnovers, they did a good job at capitalizing on enough of them to give themselves a over 10-point lead at one point. But the Dragons there at the end got a little bit of momentum for themselves and were able to start to make a little bit of a comeback, and sooner than later they finally got into the same scoring numbers as Hinckley-Finlayson. So 28-21, they're down by 7. It was nearly 12-point difference there going into the half. Pine City, that would have been less than ideal if you're Pine City, and Hinckley-Finlayson got to be a little bit upset with that because, you know, you had a lot going your way, and all of a sudden Pine City's able to come back a little bit, make a few shots here and there, and also draw some fouls. So you can't be too pleased with how the half ended, but you still have a 7-point lead, so you've got to be pleased that you still have the lead. But I got to imagine they would have liked to have seen that half end a little bit nicer than what it did. Pine City able to, again, not firing on all cylinders, so to speak, there offensively. They haven't been able to get the rebounds for second and third chance scoring opportunities like they would like. They also haven't been able to quite get the offense shooting outside. Now, they did hit 2 threes from Grant Larson, but after that, they just kind of went cold, and that's kind of been the issue all year is you see they'll go on a little bit of a nice run, a little bit of a nice stretch, and then all of a sudden they kind of just go cold and struggle to find offense. And in those times, unfortunately, the other team is just kind of able to do what they want, and it's not that Pine City isn't getting back defensively. It's just that when your offense is going that cold, playing defense for that long is just tough to do. So sometimes, well, a lot of times, when a team spends that much time on defense, you get pretty tired, and it starts to wear on you mentally. But Pine City stuck with it, and they did a good job to make a little bit of a comeback there, now only trailing by 7. But for Hinckley-Finlayson, they've got to feel good. They're winning on the road at half over Pine City, who got a double-digit victory over them at Hinckley-Finlayson. So Jaguars have got to be feeling pretty good about where they're at right now in the position that they are in. Turnovers by both squads, I don't want to say were an issue, but they definitely played a factor here in the first half, but definitely a little bit more for Pine City as we went through that first half of action. Pine City able to make a couple of threes there. Hinckley-Finlayson was able to as well. In fact, they got the first one of all. They hit 3 in that first half. Pine City only 2. So I think both teams in the second half will look to play a little bit better on both sides of the ball, clean it up just a little bit. And, Pine City, while they haven't been, I don't want to say they haven't been moving quick, but they also haven't been moving it slowly. They've just had a decent pace to them, as has Hinckley-Finlayson. Hinckley-Finlayson has just been running their offense, and quite honestly, their offense at times has just been a little bit better, but Pine City's been able to match that at least every once in a while, but that's been the thing is, can Pine City get out and be able to run things a little bit more consistently, and then if you're the Jags, just keep playing the way you have. I mean, there's no need to change what you've been doing, although I would like to see them make a few better plays and hit some of these open shots that they've got, because I feel like they have hesitated on some of the open shots they've had and just haven't taken full advantage of what Pine City's given them defensively. So I think Hinckley-Finlayson can afford to be a little bit more aggressive here offensively, and for both teams, fouls really didn't pile up. So I think both teams have got an opportunity here in this second half to play a little bit more aggressively and maybe make the other team pay with a couple more turnovers or a couple of more big shots. But we can only wait and see. We're going to take one more commercial break. Maybe I can gather my thoughts, and my mind will then allow me to speak a little bit better. But we'll come back with the second half of action here on WCMP.
Arrowhead Transit, your community, your ride. Arrowhead Transit is proud to support this station and bring you reliable public transportation in your community. Whether you need to get to work, school, or the doctor's office, our friendly drivers and comfortable buses are here to serve you. We're committed to connecting communities and making transportation accessible for everyone. Arrowhead Transit is your community partner in getting around. Arrowhead Transit is a supporting sponsor of the station and is dedicated to supporting our local communities.
Your journey to a smile you'll love forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners. With locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics. A smile you'll embrace forever.
Second half about to start. Want to remind you tomorrow morning during the morning shows on KBK and WCMP, we're going to announce our Pine Insurance Athlete of the Week for both stations, for both KBK and WCMP. We'll have one athlete for WCMP and one athlete for KBK, so be sure to tune in to both morning shows, as I will announce that in both hours that I talk about sports, 7:30, 7:45, 8 8:30 and 8:45. So tune in at those times to hear the Pine Insurance Athlete of the Week, which then leads me to talk about, we're going to be having a winter athlete player of the season. I don't know. We haven't figured the name out yet, but once we do, it'll be a little bit nicer to talk about, but we'll talk about that when we have more time. Meanwhile, Hinckley-Finlayson's going to start with the ball here in the second half. So far, good movement of the ball. That's something they did really well in that first half, too. Now, Haverhals has a chance for this steal. Almost took it away, and then a little bit of contact took him out of bounds, and the ball will stay with Hinckley-Finlayson. Looks like everybody is up and okay. That's good news. Inbound, trying to find Tevet. He finally gets it in there. Now Tevet fakes one way, drives the other, and what a drive. And then he got a little too fancy on that layup. He tried to go with a nice little flick of the wrist and roll it. Well, that roll caused it to spin, and that spin caused it to miss. So Tevet a little bit too fancy on that layup. Meanwhile, Pine City has it back. Larson inside, gives back out to Johnson, and Johnson tries to take it to the basket. Just not enough on that one, rebounded there by Wiedendorf. He'll give back to Tevet. Tevet, he'll take it at the elbow. Try and get around the defense. Give back outside Blowers for three. That's no good, and it's going to be taken away. Nice job there by Sklzacek. Should remind you that Pine City going left to right on your radio dial now, and Hinckley-Finlayson will go right to left. Meanwhile, a steal here. That's going to be taken away by Osmus. Osmus back to Tevet. And Tevet tries to get around Larson. Larson this time not fooled. He'll give to Wiedendorf. Wiedendorf drifting to the far side. Give there to Tevet. Tevet in the corner. Couldn't take the three. Almost lost the dribble there. He holds on. Looking for a screen. Now he gets into almost a trap. He gets it to Blowers, but it's stolen away again by Sklzacek. Take it all the way for two. And for Pine City, they have been so close since that first half on that type of play with the steal. A couple times they had it or wound up being a foul or wound up getting the ball kind of out of bounds, but that time they're able to successfully complete that play, and they take it for two back the other way. Now Blowers is going to drive to the basket. A hard drive to the basket. It's going to be no good, and actually it's knocked out of bounds by, I think that was Osmus over there. Mangan will check in for Fix. And Sklzacek will inbound. On the far side, gives to Mangan. Mangan gets by one. Now gives to Larson. I wasn't quite sure where he was going with that one. And Sklzacek will give back up to Mangan. Mangan will take it from the free throw line and just couldn't get the roll. And that's going to wind up in the hands of Mans. Now on the far side, Tevet handles it. Give over to Wiedendorf. Wiedendorf will fake it and now give to Osmus. Now Blowers. Blowers on the elbow, near side. Top of the key. And pass back over to Tevet. Again, good movement of the ball, just haven't been able to find as many open lanes as the first half. Pine City's starting to shut down the lanes. Meanwhile, this one going to be knocked, stolen away by Mangan. And taking it all the way is Sam Johnson for two. So Sam Johnson gets two there. And that makes it 28-25. Meanwhile, now we'll get a timeout here by Hinckley-Finlayson. The deficit is now 3 for Pine City, and that's going to force a timeout by the Jags. We'll go ahead and keep it here because that gives me a moment to talk about our winter athlete of the season. We're going to do 2 for each station, a boy and a girl. We're going to do a boy and girl for WCMP, a boy and girl for KBEK. And that is what we're going to do come middle of March, beginning of April. We're going to announce our winter sports athlete of the season. Again, a boy and girl for each station. So we'll have a total of 4 athletes, 2 boys, 2 girls, and 2 for each station. And that'll again come up in March and April. We'll have a lot of athletes that will be able to be nominated and able to win that. And they'll get a plaque, a nice plaque, and recognition on our social medias. And we'll also try and bring them in for an interview. So this is very special. This is going to be something new we're doing this year. We want to give recognition to all of our athletes. That's why we're doing the player or athlete of the week. Thanks to Pine Insurance Agency, many locations. Pine City, Aiken, Ham Lake, just to name a few. But this Winter Sports Athlete of the season is going to be really special. Going to be able to highlight 4 athletes, 2 girls and 2 boys. So be sure to tune in around March, April as we're going to announce that. We'll do it. I don't know. We'll get it narrowed down. We'll start at like 32, down to 16, down to 8, 4, and then 2. Something like that we'll do. I think you kind of know why we'll do that. Obviously, college basketball and what happens for them. That's kind of why we're going to do it that way. So, but it should be a fun time. Meanwhile, out of the timeout, Hinckley-Finlayson goes for the long ball from Wiedendorf. It's going to miss, and on the far side, Sklizacek will just watch that one bounce out of bounds, and they'll get the ball back. Sklizacek will inbound to Mangan, trying to go back right away to Sklizacek. Now they've got numbers up the court. Haverhalls will give over to Johnson. Johnson was fouled. He got the hit on the head, and he goes through the contact, drops it in for 2, makes it 28-27, and now Pine City has momentum back. Meanwhile, we're going to get a foul here on, oh no, we're going to get a travel call. Now we're going to see a foul on Pine City. Not the case. It's a travel here on Hinckley-Finlayson, and all of a sudden Pine City's got things going back in their favor. So now Pine City will inbound onto this near side. Larson to Haverhalls. Haverhalls lost it, and as Haverhalls was falling, he unfortunately got into the legs of Mans. And that'll be a foul on Haverhalls, his second. He obviously didn't mean to, but it was just the way he fell, and then when Mans was trying to step back away from the play, it more or less looked like he was not tackling him, but that's kind of how it looked, but certainly not purposely. Meanwhile, here's a steal by Sklizacek. He'll take it all the way, and with the contact, drops it in for 2. Said, I don't mind it. He was their quarterback for this football team in the fall, and yeah, he was not afraid of contact. Meanwhile, it's 29-28, and all of a sudden, the Dragons have gone on an 8-0 run to take the lead. Blowers inside. He draws the foul. He'll go to line and shoot 2, and Hinckley-Finlayson, I think, at this point, just kind of thinking, finally. That foul is on Sam Johnson, his second, team's second of this half. And Blowers, the first one, no good. Ja'Cory Carr will check into the game for Mans. And our score remains 29-28. But Blowers has a chance with this free throw to tie us up at 29 apiece. And it's good. So Blowers able to hit 1 of 2 there, and again the game is tied at 29. Larson will quickly give up the court to Johnson as he was wide open. Now he lets a few defenders go by. We'll be smart about the pass. Give to Larson. Larson lost it. Must have slipped or something. Haverhalls and Blowers battling for the ball, and we're going to get a foul here on Blowers, I think. Yep. So that's going to go against Blowers, his first, team's first of the half, as they were battling for that ball there. Inbound to Mangan. Mangan to the basket. No! Just off the mark. Wiedendorf will get the rebound. Good cut to the basket there by Mangan, and just couldn't hit it. So we'll stay tied at 29. Ja'Cory Carr will try and drive to the paint. He gets around 1, and that is blocked by Mangan. I don't know why I keep saying that. Kept alive by Osmus, and he'll drop it back in for 2. 31-29. Here come the Dragons the other way. Larson got it poked out from behind, and somehow his teammate's able to pick it back up. Now Larson tries to give a little too close to Haverhalls, and then it winds up being a... Somehow they held on to it, and then we're going to get a timeout here by Pine City. Hinckley-Finlayson saying, that should have been a travel. Pine City saying, nope, we got it in time. So this will be a full timeout. Give us a moment to catch you up on some of the other games in our local listening area. We'll see how that Mora game is going with Adam Hefty on the call. Take a look at that one, and then we'll also try and possibly get a look at Pine City taking on Northern Edge here this evening. And it looks like Northern Edge and Pine City are tied at 2 apiece right now in the second period. So that one is tied at 2. I think that's a little bit interesting. that is tied at 2. Pine City has done a really good job this year. They just beat, last night, they beat Chisago Lakes 5-4, did a really good job last night. Meanwhile, over in Mora, it is now the Mustangs with the lead, 62-59, and it looks like there's only 5 minutes left in that game, so that's a close one as well. So some close games here this evening. This one, no different. We've got some good games on the airwaves here tonight. Adam Hefty over on KBEK 95.5. Andy Beckstrom on 106.5 FM, AM 1350. I, of course, am on 100.9 FM. Meanwhile, inbound now for Pine City. Sklzacek given the far side, Larson. Larson trying to get around the defenders. Fakes the pull. Now, lowers the, yeah, they're going to get that one. Larson. He's trying to say he didn't, but yeah, he lowered the shoulder into the contact that time, and yeah, it was a little too much on that one. If he maybe didn't lower his head, he might have gotten away with it, but because he lowered his head and his shoulder, I think that's what drew it. Meanwhile, inbound for Hinckley-Finlayson. It is going to be a 5-second violation, though, on the inbound. Ja'Cory Carr just couldn't find anyone open. Great defense there by Pine City, and Carr a little disappointed. That's not his fault, though. Teammates just couldn't find a way open, so hopefully he's able to overcome that and get right back into this thing. Meanwhile, inbound to Haverhalls, now to Sklzacek. Sklzacek guarded by Carr, and that pass right to Tvet, and it's stolen away. Tvet has it stolen away, though, by Sklzacek, and right back by Blowers, my goodness. Steal, 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 and now it will be Osmus to drop it in for 2. 33-29. Jags have the ball back. Sklzacek give on this near side to Fix. Fix thought about 3, gives back to Sklzacek. Now on the far side to Mangan. Mangan is fouled. This is going to go against Ja'Cory Carr, his 3rd. Team's 2nd. And Johnson into the game. And checking in for the first time tonight is going to be Kevin McKellar. Sam Johnson with the ball. Well, can't go that way through the hoop, as it almost went up and under. Meanwhile, it was no good and rebounded there by Osmus. Here's Tvet with it. Tvet trying to get around Sklzacek. He does, and then the floater from the free throw line is going to be no good, and it's going to wind up back in the hands of Tvet. Takes the long 2. That's no good. Kept alive by, I think that was Larson who kept that one alive. Fix weaving his way through traffic. Give to Johnson. Back to Fix. Fix now give to Larson. Larson the 3. That's good. That's a big one there for Larson to make it 33-32. Now only a 1-point difference. But here comes Wiedendorf. Wiedendorf weaving his way back and forth through traffic. Gives to Carr. Carr into the near side corner. 3 from Blowers is going to be no good. A race for the rebound. And unfortunately there for Sklzacek, he got bumped into the ball by Wiedendorf, so he was forced to try and grab it and just could not do so. Haverhalls will check back into the game for McKellar. And Wiedendorf will inbound. Trying to go back to Holloway. Holloway pulls it in. And Holloway gets a little bit of a shoulder. Again, I think if he lowered his head, it would have been a foul, and Pine City fans not too pleased. And obviously we can go back to that Larson one where they're kind of going back to saying, hey, if that's foul, that's got to be a foul, but that, no good. And then that rebounded, put up for 2 by Osmus. 35-32. Here comes Larson. Larson quickly up the court, finds Johnson underneath. And I think we got a jump. Oh, no, they're going to call a foul. Well, it can't be on Holloway. They got that one on Osmus. So say that can't be on Holloway. He got all ball. It will be on Osmus. And Sam Johnson will go to the line and shoot 2. First one is up. Oh, and no good. This one, no good as well, but Haverhalls is there for the rebound. And now the floater inside for Sklezacic. That's off the mark and rebounded there by Mans. Here comes Tvet. Tvet. Into a trap. He gets out of it, lobs it inside to Osmus, and Osmus under full control drops it in for two. What an impressive play there from Tvet to Osmus, and now gonna get, is that a trap? I didn't quite see what happened. I think we got, either he went over the line before he inbounded or traveled, or did we get a foul? No, they just, okay. So, yeah, McKellar will check back in for Fix. Yeah, I didn't quite see what happened. I was getting ready and set to move the camera back, so I didn't quite see in this corner. And in this near side corner, I don't have the best view. I got to really lean, so I didn't quite see what happened. You at home, if you're watching, you saw it, and you're like, Ethan, well, this happened. Well, how could you not see? And you on the radio are probably more frustrated because you're like, well, tell us what happened, man. So, yeah, I apologize. Couldn't quite see that one. Meanwhile, Wiedendorf takes it on that near baseline. As he drives, he stepped on the baseline. This ball will go back to Pine City. Pine City catches a break there. Fix will inbound now on the far side to Larson. Right back to Sklezacic. Now to Johnson. Johnson will try and get going. He finds the lane all the way to the basket and drops it in for two. What a drive by Johnson. That was impressive. Meanwhile, Jags coming right back the other way. Underneath to Mans. Mans can't get that one to fall. Rebounded here by Larson. Here comes Larson. Give now to Johnson. Johnson fakes one way, still trying to go to Haverhals. There's nothing doing there. Now give to Larson. Larson, three from the top of the key. It's good! Talk about needing another one, because that ties us up at 37 apiece. Still with over 9 minutes to go in this second half. Plenty of time here for either team. Hard to believe we're still got 9 minutes left. Feels like we are down to the last couple minutes the way this one's going. Meanwhile, oh, what a job there by Osmus to receive that ball, get contacted, and still drop it in for two, plus the and one. This is going to go against Kevin McKellar, his first. Team's, fourth now? And with that, it will be Osmus trying to make it a three-point play. And that one is good. I think that barely touched nylon. That's how good that one was. So 40-37 now after the Osmus and one. And Larson brings it forward again, trying to get a screen. Trying to go back here to Haverhals. Haverhals, he's trying to drive. There's just nothing there. They've done a great job getting him defended. That shot's going to be no good. Wiedendorf will get the rebound there for Hinckley-Finlayson. And now Wiedendorf has the ball back. Now underneath to Osmus, and Osmus is just into a rhythm now and is making Pine City pay. And again, it's the height advantage there. Larson not quite sure what he was trying to do there. It was an interesting shot. Timeout call by Pine City. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
If you're gonna stop and fuel up, you might as well stop at your Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store. And if you need a little something for that party, right now save on Rice Krispie Sheet Treat, just $14.99. Sweet Chaos Drizzled Popcorn are just $2 for $8. Snack Time Frosted Pretzels only $5.99 each. Ghirardelli Milk Chocolate Snowmen are just $7.99. And Shirley Temple 7-Up 12-packs, 2 for $12. Fill up, load up, and save at your Pine City Freeway Holiday Station store today.
Back here, WCMP, Cool Country, 100.9 FM, 42-37 in the half, 8:29 to go. Hinckley-Finlayson still holds on to lead. Remember, they're trying to get some revenge on the road because Pine City beat them at their own home court. So Pine City trying to get a little bit of revenge here. It will be Hinckley-Finlayson ball out of the timeout. Wiedendorf gets it, and he saw Larson, then he gave it back to Mans. Now he has it again. Up past the timeline, and he'll give it on over to Holloway. He tries to get around McKellar. He does, but gives it off to Osmus. Osmus give on this near side. Three is in and out. Rebounded there by Haverhals. He'll hand it off to Larson. And Larson, guarded by Tvet, gets the screen. Larson gets around, beautiful job, and then he left it short. No good, and rebound will get to Haverhall's. Give now to McKellar. McKellar is fouled, and he'll go to the line and shoot 2. It's going to go against Grady Osmus, his 3rd, team's 4th. So now McKellar will shoot 2. First one is up and good. Nice job by McKellar. Coming in off the bench and hitting a good free throw. Osmus will get a well-deserved breather, and Blowers will check in for him. Osmus, and he's got a lot of points. Tried to check the scoreboard before he went off, but I didn't in time. And that one no good by McKellar. But he's 1 of 2 as that one was rebounded by Holloway. Speaking of, he's going to bring it forward. Holloway being bothered, and now we're going to get a foul here on Pine City. That will go against McKellar, his 2nd. And the team's, was that 5th? And Mangan will check in for McKellar. Inbound to Blowers. Blowers trying to get around Haverhals. Haverhals, good job there. This pass was tipped, and it's going to be stolen away by Sklezacik. It was tipped by Haverhals. Sklezacik now gives to Larson. Larson hands it back to Sklezacik. Almost goes behind it, but nice job by Sklezacik to pull it in. Now Larson trying to work his way inside. Spin back outside. He lost the ball for a moment. Spin back. There's just nothing there, so he'll give to Mangan. Mangan, I apologize. Can't quite seem to get his name down. And Mangan, that shot no good. Rebounded by Johnson. His shot no good. And rebounded by Sklezacik, who puts it back up and in for 2. Meanwhile, coming back the other way, here's Hinckley-Finlayson, 42-40. Here's Holloway. Give to Mans. Now a 3 from Wiedendorf. That is good. His first points on the night. And that's going to make it 45-40. Pine City back the other way with Larson. He'll give over to Johnson. Johnson now to Sklezacik. Sklezacik wanted to go there to Haverhals, just not open. Larson working his way around. Blowers poked it out, but Larson got it right back. Trying to give to Haverhals, and Haverhals couldn't grab it in. Then that ball finds its way out to Mangan. Mangan, and he can't get it to fall, and now it's going to be rebounded here by Blowers. Blowers up the court with it, nearly stolen away, but he gets around the defenders. That shot's no good. This ball is up for grabs, and we're going to get a jump. Well, now we're going to have a conversation. I don't know. I think that's dual possession. Oh! You talk about getting an absolute gift. I don't think Holloway had possession of that. That should have been dual possession, in my opinion. It should have been jump ball, which would have went back to Pine City. But must have just had enough. So it'll be a 30-second timeout. We'll go ahead and keep it here. Look at that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. 45-40 is the score. They'll leave you with a smile you'll embrace forever. Plus, they believe the results of a remarkable orthodontic experience should last a lifetime. They'll keep your smile transformation where it needs to be with a lifelong retention program at EmbraceMN.com. Try and see if we got a final over there in Mora as the Mustangs taking on Aiken. And it looks like we're closer. Looks like there's about 26 seconds left. It's 69-66 with Mora on top. That has been a good one over there in Mora. I'm sure Adam is happy with how that one's been playing out. Again, still 2-2 for Pine City and Northern Edge, but that now has ended the second period. So now we're going to get into the third here very shortly. So out of the timeout, Hinckley-Finlayson will get set to inbound. 3 timeouts left between the two teams, 2 for Pine City, 1 for Hinckley-Finlayson. A 3 here right off the inbound for Tvet. It's no good. Blowers gets the rebound. The turnaround jumper there is no good, and rebounded by Haverhals. He's got plenty of them tonight. He'll give off to Larson. Larson gets by one defender, trying to give to Mangan, but then it was off the feet of Tvet, and it will stay with Pine City on the kick ball. Osmus will check back into the game. He'll come in for Holloway. And Sklezacik will ready the inbound. Finding Mangan. Mangan covered right away by Mans. And got him for a travel. So the ball will go back to Hinckley-Finlayson. Seen that far too often tonight between both of these teams. More for Pine City, though. They've had to travel too many times, and that just comes back to fundamentals. Got to be a little bit better. Flowers has it on the far side. Looking, and he finds his outlet, Wiedendorf, but too high. That ball going to go back to Pine City on a turnover. That's something we've seen here this evening, too, is if turnovers by both sides have just come at really bad times. I mean, there's no good time for a turnover, but on times like that where you have forced the turnover and have a chance to continue to pull away, and now you give Pine City another chance, and there is why that is an inopportune turnover, because Grant Larson hits it from 3 again. Make it 45-43, so now again only 2 down is Pine City. Now under 5.5 to go. Here's Tvet trying to drive inside. Nice fake outside. His shot is going to fall. So he'll bring this back out 47-43, 4-point difference. Fix will give to Larson. Larson was bothered by Tvet, so he gives back to Fix. And now Fix waiting. He wants to go to Sklzacic. There is nothing there. Finally he gets open. Yes, he was guarded by Mans. Now give to Larson. Now to Fix. Fix over to Haverhals. Haverhals spin inside. Shot is good. That's his first points of this second half, but that's a good-looking spin move inside, and I wasn't sure that one was going to fall, but hey, who am I to say that it's not going to? Great shot there by him. Meanwhile, Blowers, he had a chance at 3, but Haverhals got there pretty darn quickly to cover him up. Now on the far side to Wiedendorf. And he gives now to Tvet. Blowers again. This one from 3, and that is going to be good. And it was only a matter of time before he hit one. That's his second, though, and it makes it 50-45. Now a 5-point game. Larson trying to open himself up a shot from 3 to get it back down to 2. Well, here's Fix. Give to Larson. This, a 3 again. Oh, just off the mark. And we're going to get a foul here on Pine City as that got the rebound. And 6th foul here on Pine City. That'll go against Sklzacic, which is his second. 4 minutes to go here in the game. 5-point difference. And looks like we have not gotten a final quite yet over there from Mora. Try and get you an update here. Meanwhile, the shot no good, rebounded by Sam Johnson. And Mora comes away with the victory over Aiken, 72-68. So a close one over there in Mora, but Mora pulls it out. Meanwhile, this ball trying to get it into Haverhals was Sklzacic. It was just knocked away by Osmus. He just absolutely denied that chance. Meanwhile, here's the inbound of Haverhals on the far side to Johnson. He wanted that 3, but Blowers got right there so quickly he just couldn't take it. Meanwhile, Fix now hands off to Johnson. He wanted it again, but there's Blowers. Now to Larson, now to Sklzacic. He has the open look, but is just off the mark, and Blowers, good job getting that rebound and boxing out the defenders. Trying to go inside here to Mans, and it was knocked out of bounds by Johnson. Really good job there by Johnson to get back and get his hand there, if not just to knock that one out of bounds. Now the inbound for Wiedendorf, nearly stolen away by Haverhals, but it goes off of his knee, back out of bounds, and it will go and stay with Hinckley-Finlayson, so a chance there. And now Tvet looking from 3. He pulls it down, get back outside. Here's Tvet. No, that's Mans, and his shot no good. Larson grabs the rebound. Give underneath to Sklzacic. His shot no good. Haverhals takes it in and banks it in for 2. 50-47, a 3-point game as we inch closer and closer to the end of this one, under 3 minutes to go. Wiedendorf now given to the corner. Osmus will drive, has the height advantage, and easily takes it to the basket. Grady Osmus just continuing to have himself a night, 52-47. Larson calling out the play, then bringing it up into the offensive zone. Now give to Fix. Fix going back to Larson. Over to Haverhals. Johnson with it now. Gives to Glazacek for 3. Comes up short. And this knocked back out to Wiedendorf for the rebound. Spin move inside by Mans, and he drops it in for 2. Well, and if you're Hinckley-Finlayson, this is exactly what you need to do at this stage of the game. Just continue to score because you don't need to give Pine City a chance. Meanwhile, this ball is up for grabs. Somehow, some way, Larson got it back. And now Fix for 3, and that's good. His first points of the game come at such a clutch moment because now it's back to a 4-point difference with 1:47 to go. So that is big. Get a timeout here by Pine City, and while they take one, we will as well. Back shortly after word from our fine sponsor.
Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Don't worry, Hones can fix you up. Butch, Christie, and the crew at Hones Auto Body and Glass have over 44 years of experience repairing vehicles from accidents and damage due to hail. In fact, they've got a huge state-of-the-art facility in Mora, are iCar and ASC certified, and certified in aluminum repair and welding. Plus, Hones is recommended by many insurance companies. Hones Auto Body and Glass. In Mora, Hones. They'll fix you up right.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM. Cool country. Jaguars and Dragons going at it here in this Great River Conference matchup. Hinckley-Finlayson on top 54-50 with under 2 minutes to go. It's going to be a fun finish. Going to be a very fun finish between these two teams. It has been kind of an up and down game for both sides. Neither team has really been able to get into too much rhythm there in that first half, but then here in the second, Hinckley-Finlayson has found a little bit more success in the paint and getting that ball inside, specifically Grady Osmus. He has had quite the second half. I mean, he had 7 points in the first half. He's dang near doubled that here in the second half. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 13 in this second half for a total of 20. Meanwhile, Hinckley-Finlayson will obviously try and take as much time off the clock as they can and try and preserve this lead. Here's Wiedendorf guarded by Fix. And, oh, what a shot by Wiedendorf. That had no business going in, but he got enough touch on it. 56-50. Fix, he's just trying to find an open look. And he had a chance. If he actually stops on his drive at the top of the key, he's actually going to get that one to fall. Meanwhile, nice drive by Sam Johnson, and he drops it in for 2, 56-52. Osmus on the far side beats Haverhals. This one going to be knocked out of bounds, and they're going to say last touch by Hinckley-Finlayson, so Pine City will get it back. Exactly a minute left. Ten points now for Sam Johnson on the evening. Larson up the court, calls out a play. It's a screen from Haverhals, and Haverhals, I think there was a hand on that ball, as that's going to be taken back by Tvet. Good play set up, just fortunately there was a hand in the way. Blowers drives and somehow got the lucky bounce to get that one to fall for 2. Now 58-52, and Pine City's going to have to start taking long balls. Only 30 seconds to go. Sam Johnson lost it. It goes out of bounds. Hinckley-Finlayson will get it back. Shot clock will turn off, and Pine City will have to start to foul, and the next one will be their 7th. It'll put them in the bonus. So we'll see inbound and a quick foul here by Pine City. And it's nearly stolen away. Blowers. Oh, my goodness. What does Fix have to do to draw the foul? Oh, my goodness. Fix drew it on the far sideline. That they totally missed that one. He wrapped around his entire torso. Skozacek will pick up the foul. That took an extra 5 seconds off the clock with that one being missed. Ah, man, that sucks for Pine City. And now Kieran Tvet will shoot the 1-and-1. The first one, no good. Haverhals gets the rebound, and they've got to move quickly. Oh, Fix needed to take that one. Larson from extra long, no good. This one's knocked out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Pine City, and that will almost bring this one to an end. 10 seconds to go They need 6 points. Not going to say it won't happen, but it is unlikely. Meanwhile, 2 deep, and then Haverhals will get the steal. 6 seconds to go. Fix will take the 3, and 3 seconds to go. That's going to do it. Missing, and Osmus will get the rebound, and that will do it. 58-52 is the final. The Jaguars get some revenge on the road over Pine City here. They split the season series, and what a game it was. Both of these teams had their chances, and Hinckley-Finlayson is able to hold on for the victory. Well, be sure to stay tuned after a word from our fine sponsors for our post-game show brought to you by Pete's Pub of Pine City.
Honeymoon, here we come. Where's our car?
It's been stolen.
We'll call our insurance agent. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, Jen. You got our invite.
Love the dress.
Are we covered for this?
Of course. That's why you chose Auto Owners. We work together to get the right coverage. So when the unexpected happens, you know you're covered.
That's simple human sense.
Your local auto owner's agent is Pine Insurance Agency. Visit them at pineagency.us today. pineagency.us.
Need a prescription or medication advice? Wellia Health's community pharmacies in Mora and Pine City are open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. and on Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Our friendly pharmacists are here to answer your questions and to help with prescription transfers. Call us at Pine City 320-322-5141 or Mora 320-679-3999 or visit welliahealth.org.
ECE Fiber Internet, the best choice for you. Affordable packages for home and business with reliable service and no hidden fees. ECE Fiber, connecting you to what matters most. Visit orderecefiber.com. That's orderecefiber.com.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Hi, Rob.
Hey, why have you been so happy lately?
It's because I no longer pay for hot water.
What? You have 4 teenagers that take all-day showers. How do you not pay for hot water?
Well, I put in a central boiler outdoor furnace that heats my house, my garage, and now I have virtually endless free hot water.
Wow, that's great. With my 10 kids, I'll really save some money. Where do I get a furnace?
Check with your local central boiler dealer, of course.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local central boiler sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Back here on WCMP 100.9 FM, Cool Country. The Jags get the victory here in this one, 58-52 over Pine City. Taking a look at the stats here in this one. Grady Osmus led Hinckley-Finlayson with 20. Blake Blowers had 13. A quiet night, but he still had double digits. 9 there for Tevet, 7 for Mans, 5 for Wiedendorf, and 2 for Holloway. 7 rebounds each for Osmus and Mans to lead the team. They had 8 steals and 10 team fouls. On the other side for Pine City, Grant Haverhals had 16, 15 there for Larson, 10 for Sam Johnson, 7 for Sklazacek, 3 for Fix, and 1 for McKellar. 14 rebounds, easily led the team for Haverhals. They had 12 steals, 6 steals, though, for Grant Sklazacek on the evening, and 14 total team fouls. So a tough night here for Pine City. They really just couldn't get the offense going the way they wanted to. A little bit inconsistent there on the offensive side of things. They couldn't get the rebounds that they would have liked to have, even though, yes, Haverhals had 14 of them, but they just couldn't get the rebounds offensively for any second and third chance scoring opportunities. So they struggled there. Hinckley-Finlayson did a good job to take those rebounds and turn them into points, again, second and third chance opportunities for themselves as well. And they turned them into points. And that was, I think, the biggest difference. And part of that difference, too, was also the fact that Hinckley-Finlayson had a little bit of a height advantage over some of the other players on Pine City. You got Haverhals, who's a good size. But after that, everyone is on the shorter end of things. Mangan is got some decent size, as is McKellar and Kurth. But they didn't see a lot of the court tonight. And I think that was the difference, is Hinckley-Finlayson was just able to go up and over Pine City for some of these rebounds here tonight. And again, 7 for both Osmus and Mans. And now I could be off. These stats aren't set in stone. I take them with a grain of salt. But they did a good job here tonight just getting those rebounds, getting those second and third chance scoring opportunities, and doing what they need to do offensively. It's a lower scoring game, but they turned it on when they needed to, and they successfully executed things the way they needed to. And, again, Osmus had a big second half, and he was a large part of that. Because of the second half he was able to move inside the way he wanted to when he needed to, and he had the moves here in this second half. On the other side for Pine City, just couldn't get it going as much as the Jaguars did, but you got Larson, who hit 3 threes here in the second half for 9 points. He finished with 15, so that was a good part of the game because while he was able to hit those threes, and he had 5 total in the game, everyone else, the rest of the team, had 1. And that was Tanner Fix, who had the other 3. Otherwise, no one else hit a 3 here tonight. They attempted a couple more, but they just couldn't get them to fall. Grant Larson was the most consistent. You had Haverhals, who tried to work the ball a little bit inside to him a little bit more. They just could not get it there because of the Hinckley-Finlayson defense. So then they had to get it with other guys like Larson and Sklazacic, and they just couldn't get around that defense of Hinckley-Finlayson. So give a lot of credit to that Jags defense. They did a great job of making a ton of stops here this evening and doing what they need to late because Pine City had some momentum there at the end of this game, and they started to make the comeback, and all of a sudden it was like, okay, how much of a comeback are we going to see from Pine City? And all of a sudden it was only a couple of points. And then here came Hinckley-Finlayson again, and they hit a couple of big shots. And then it was only still 4 or 5 points. Pine City still had a chance, but Hinckley-Finlayson just continued to do what they needed to do to keep Pine City off of their mark and get the win here tonight, 58-52. Again, a very good game by both of these teams. Well, what is coming up for both these teams? Maybe not the rest of the way, but the rest of this week anyways, as we still have 3 more days to go for Hinckley-Finlayson. They will play again on Thursday as they host Bram. And then on Friday, they'll be up in Isle to play against Mille Lacs, and they will not play on Saturday. So a 3-game week here for Hinckley-Finlayson. On the other side, for the Pine City boys, they will play on Thursday as they get to host Mora. And then Friday, they will not play, or on Saturday. So only a couple-game week here for Pine City. Well, where you can find where we're going to be at is our website. Go to WCMPradio.com, go to Sports tab, click on Broadcast Schedule. That's where we'll have all the links for the games that we'll have coming up during this week. Now, they're also on our website, coaches' interviews and players' interviews and articles from games that we've been at. More ways you can stay up to date with local sports. Tune in to the morning show right here on 100.9 FM with Josh Ramirez on at 7:45 and 8:45. That's where we'll talk about this game, all the other games from the night before, plus games coming up that night, and some regional and national sports as well. Other ways you can stay up to date with local sports. Liking and subscribing to this YouTube channel. Be sure you're subscribed because anytime we go live with a local sporting event, you will get the notification. Just like a text, you'll get the notification, and then all you have to do is click on that notification, and it will take you right to the live video. And then you'll be ready to sit there and just watch the game as it happens. And obviously, we're only able to do that because of our fine sponsors who allow us to bring you this game for free. So a little plug there for our sponsors. Other ways to stay up to date with local sports. Our social medias is a great way. Our Instagram and Facebook for WCMP Radio, and then our Twitter or X at Q Media Sports for all things local sports. Be sure to like, subscribe, follow, do whatever you have to do to stay up to date with all things local sports. Again, breaking sports news, LOI signings, broken records, all that and so much more on our social medias. Once again, I want to thank our fine sponsors. I already did, but I want to thank them again because we can't thank them enough for allowing us to be out here and call these games. And to you, our loyal listener, seriously, if it's not for you tuning into these games, well, we can't come out here either because they see that nobody's tuning in, and they tell us not to come. So I appreciate y'all for continuing to tune in. Remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could truly make someone's day so much better. As a Christian man myself, I'm told by God, commanded by God, to love thy neighbor, love thine enemy, to love, just love more and more. And we certainly need more of that in the world today. So I encourage you to be more and more kind. And again, it doesn't take a lot. It's as much as holding the door for someone with a smile. That's all it can take to change someone's day. For WCMP Cool Country, I am Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks so much for tuning in, and have a great rest of your night.
How do you want to be celebrated? A church service, a celebration of life in a chapel, maybe even cremation with an outdoor gathering. Many of these things can be taken care of ahead of time and can be affordable. Methvin Funeral and Cremation has the resources and expertise to help you plan ahead. Learn how you can make the decisions now that will make things easier for your family in the future. Methvin Funeral and Cremation in Mora, Hinckley, Isle, and Sandstone, or find them online at methvinfuneralhome.com.
That concludes our broadcast from WCMP Sports, a Q Media Group radio station, and brought to you in part by local advertisers. For high school sports schedules, scores, and interviews, visit WCMPradio.com. Catch more local live action all season long, right here on this local radio station. Also available via the WCMP mobile app, available for free download in the App Store, and multiple Q Media Group YouTube streams. Thank you for joining us. Now back to regularly scheduled programming. WCMP is 100.9 FM, 106.5 FM, and 1350 AM. Licensed out of Pine City.